Another morning written off for nectar flow. These bees are just they're not doing much. It's kind of cloudy, there's rain to the west of us here, and they're just kind of chilling out on the front step. What can you do? But we're lifting these boxes and all the boxes are full. I was kind of complaining about bringing these boxes in 2/3 full right off the start. So we kind of delayed the pull by 2 days. And I bet you in those 2 days they brought in another 10 pounds of honey. Because these fourths I put on full right to the top. You look at that. Not a lot of cappings. So we're just gotta make sure that the extractor tells us that it's dry. And the ones in threes, they've caught right up too. So that's really good. I feel a lot better bringing in full boxes rather than partials. And we'll just carry on forward with that. But we need better foraging days than this if we want to carry this momentum. I mean, we kind of lost that momentum over the last week and a half now. It's like, where have you gone? We just need to be able to bring those nectar days back, and consistently and every day. We have the moisture, we have the flowers, we have the bees. We need that sunshine to be able to give the bees the ability to go out and collect that abundance of nectar. But what can you do? This is the business, right? This is farming. You just kind of take it as it comes, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. February. I've seen one person in the airport with a mask on, and everybody looked at that person. And COVID was, in China at that time.
And it's packed, right? Like, so many people. But we're sitting on the beach, and there's this lady.
Sure, can you grab the tape and tape this back up?
There's this lady behind us who's like, can you please move out of my personal space? Like, I need more space. But literally, Cedarville Beach is packed, and there's nowhere for us to go. And we're like, okay. We move, but it's like, well, if you're not scared, why are you here?
You get them in personal space. I get do that all the time. Please get out of your personal space. So I haven't said much about COVID. There's a lot of reasons for it. For one thing, everything around COVID right now seems to be extremely politically charged, and I just don't want to involve this, blog channel with that aspect of politics. I mean, I get caught up with politics well enough with everything there is to do with beekeeping. You guys all know about that. This is something separate. I don't need to, muddy the waters or cause any divisions because of this, because all of the politics around COVID and all this crap. I don't want that here in this channel. It's just COVID is starting to creep into the beekeeping operation right now. So I thought I'd just make a little note here just to tell you, and this will be the only time I talk about it, about what there's going to be a few changes around this honey farm as we progress, as we try to deal with this sickness. First off, I'll say I don't like any aspect about what's going on right now. I mean, it's a sickness. We have to protect the vulnerable. We're a compassionate society, and this is the choice that we've made as we move forward. I hate, and it goes against every bone in my body, that this sickness is out there. That unknown thing. It's going to hurt us. So we can't see it. It's out there, and it's going to hurt us. And we're teaching this to our kids. And we can't go outside of the house because we might get sick and we might die from it. Or we can't talk to our neighbors, or we can't go to the park, or we can't go to the restaurant because this unknown sickness, this unknown thing we can't see, might hurt us, might kill us. We're sending the wrong message to our kids. We can't be teaching our kids to be afraid of something that we can't see. That invisible threat is going to hurt us. And then government comes down and comes in and is going to save us, going to provide all the answers, all the solutions. It's going to provide for us. And I absolutely disagree with every aspect of that. Government's not here to provide for us. Government is here to support us, to hold us together. Right? We provide for ourselves. We deal with issues ourselves. It's our responsibility to be able to handle these issues and then have government support and move the cause forward, right? So it just goes against my grain, and I just push back on that all the time. Right now, as we're dealing with COVID, the economy shut down. Our provincial government is trying to restart the economy by going through phases very slowly. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. So Phase 1 was, very light movement. Phase 4 is basically up and running, free restriction, off you go. And it's got me really concerned. There's pockets within the community here where COVID's starting to reappear. And I don't understand enough about it to actually understand the threat that's imposed on me. But as we're told, this infection can spread without any visible signs, right? So someone can be shedding the virus and not feel sick themselves, and that's extremely dangerous. So as COVID has hit home pretty close within the community, and as the province practically is reopening the entire economy, allowing free, unrestricted movement, right at a time when my honey business is at the peak of our busy season. We're right on the anticipation of the honey pull. We have 500 hives that we're just about to pull in this weekend, and we have hundreds of thousands of pounds of honey that we're going to be extracting over the next few weeks. I cannot afford to get sick. I cannot afford to have my workers get sick. Speaking very basically on a business standpoint here, I cannot allow my business to be shut down. I have to have this honey extracted and put into the barrel. So that means I have to go through a few measures here to mitigate some risk. As an individual, it's my responsibility to look after my own operations and my own welfare to be able to protect my investment. And then aside from that is also my responsibility to keep everybody safe within my working environment, including my own family. So that means there's a few programs I've put into place on the farm to be able to address this proposed risk on me or any of my workers getting sick. First off, there is absolutely no visitors that are allowed to come into the honey house or into the extracting facility. I always welcome visitors in to see the whole process, but there will be a sign on the door, no entry. All my workers, as they come in, we're all practicing proper hygiene anyways. They will wash our hands. There's disinfectant here. We wipe down our hands. There's wipes in every one of our vehicles, so we wipe down the steering wheel and wipe down anything that we touch within the vehicles just to be able to disinfect the area that we've all driven. The other thing we're implementing is, unfortunately, face masks. So these face masks are to protect me from my workers if they come to the job site and if they are sick and if they are shedding the virus. This face mask isn't to protect me from the virus, but it's to contain the infection a little bit closer to the individual. And same with me. If I'm sick and I'm shedding the virus, apparently the virus is spread through water vapor as it carries through the droplets. So that's why you have social distancing as everything that is expelled from your lungs, falls pretty short of you. This just helps contain the virus closer within your body, right? So I'm not shedding the virus, I don't get my workers sick, or if my workers are sick, they don't shed the virus and get me sick. This is just one more precaution that I'm taking on the honey farm to be able to protect my investment, to be able to protect my workload, and ensure that everybody here stays as healthy as we possibly can be. Just making sure that I've gone through my due diligence, and I don't have a workforce that all of a sudden completely gets sick right in the heart on honey pole when I need them here working for me. And I can't afford to get sick myself. I have to be here. I have to be here to be able to take this honey crop off and get it in the barrel. That's all there is to it. So it's mandatory mask wearing within the facilities. Any workers, anybody else who is coming onto the honey farm. We're also wearing masks within our vehicles. Tight quarters. It's the same thing. So it's going to be a complete pain in the ass wearing this damn thing. But there's going to be a lot of people comment on the political aspect of wearing this mask. And I have absolutely no patience to even entertain any of those thoughts. Because in my mind, this isn't an act of compliance. It isn't an act, of being controlled by what other people tell us what to do. This is an act of managing my risk and making sure that other people don't get sick, making sure I don't get sick, and making sure that my workload is protected so we can get this honey off the hive and into the barrels. So this is what this is all about. People with higher pay grade than me are telling me that this manages risk to a certain level. Right? Period. That's all I need to hear. So if I manage my workforce to have to wear these masks to perhaps protect each other from this spreading virus, that's what I'm going to do. And then after the honey's in the drum, I'm going to reassess. We'll take it from there. Maybe we know something more than we don't know now. Maybe we don't know how to wear these masks anymore. I don't know. I don't care. Right now, I'm protecting my workload. Right now, we're taking action to make sure that we get this honey in the drum. And that's all there is to it.